So welcome, everybody. I invite you all to take your seat. And as you are settling in, I encourage you to put yourself on mute. That would be helpful. And let's just take our seats, settle in. Please just feel yourself supported wherever it is that you're sitting. And let's get here so that we can be fully present. So we'll take a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths. Inhaling as fully as we can, and then exhaling through an open mouth. And doing that a few times at your own pace. And thanking yourself for carving out this special time, creating a sacred space for us to be together. So just prior to opening up the Zoom room, I got a phone call and learned that a very dear friend died this morning. So I am dedicating our sit today to the memory of Steve Kushnick, who was a friend throughout my adult life in Cleveland. And may he rest in peace, and his memory be a blessing. So it's interesting, today's parsha that we'll be discussing is Lech Lecha, go forth. So Steve is going forth to a land that we don't know. And I'm sure that it will be a peaceful land for him. The first two lines of this parsha, chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, Yud-Heh Vav-Heh said to Abram, go forth from your land, your birthplace, your father's house, to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and it shall be a blessing. You know, when we set out on a journey, we never quite know how things will unfold. So go forth, be on your way, be on your journey. And what is the journey? It can be, like for Abram, a journey to a new place. And it can also be part of Avram's journey that wasn't so explicitly discussed, the journey to explore one's inner being. So what do we need to do to be emotionally and physically ready to take that first step on the journey when we're not sure of the destination or how we're going to get to where we're going? And sometimes we're not even sure of where we want to go. We just know that we are on a journey. So I think that this takes a lot of courage and faith. It just really an enormous amount of trust to set out when you don't know what's going to happen. The fact is, we never know. We operate so much of the time with this illusion that we have control, that we know what the next step is going to be, but we don't. We have so many examples of things changing in an instant. You can feel fine and then get a life-limiting diagnosis. You can step off a curb wrong and break a leg. You can feel secure in your home and a natural disaster can occur and wipe out that house. There were amazing photographs this morning in today's paper about Fort Myers and how that city was simply leveled by the hurricane. So some of the journey that we take may include changing jobs or careers, partnering, starting a family, moving to a different city or state or country. And some of these may be ones that we initiate, and some may be foisted upon us. But in every experience, we're going to not know what's coming next. There are going to be bumps in the road of that journey. And we may not have thought of some of these experiences as part of the journey, but they are. You know, we're all, from the day we're born, on a journey, and that is the journey from birth to death. And the way we look at the various phases of our journey is going to be really telling for us. So our journey or journeys can represent new beginnings, a fresh start. You know, the beginning of the new school year, wasn't that always exciting? It's a new beginning. And that new beginning is also dealing with unknown and can be frightening. I remember as a little girl always being very excited about the first day of school and a little terrified simultaneously. I didn't have the language for it necessarily. And I'm thinking about my mom. When my mother was 90 years old, she moved from New York to an assisted living facility in Tucson, Arizona, where my sister lived. And this facility had a pool. And my mother called my sister one day in an absolute panic as she was packing to make this move. And she said, well, what do the people wear when they go to the pool? What do they wear over their bathing suit? So my sister went and visited and looked at what people were wearing at the pool, told my mother, and my mother was relieved. And my sister and I were laughing. When she's 90 years old and it's like she's in 7th grade, she wants to fit in. It's going to be a new place and she wants to wear the right clothes. You know, we all have this. We have thousands of examples from our own lives of what it's like to be on a journey when we're noticing that we're on that journey. So this is part of the journey, but there's also this inward piece of the journey. Getting to know ourselves as we are now, not as we were years ago. And that also takes courage and faith. And this need to really trust that we can handle whatever it is that we discover about ourselves. And the courage to make our decisions today based on what we've discovered about ourselves, not on how we've always done things in the past. You know, we have these patterns set up. Is it still appropriate? Looking at that is part of our journey. And then there's the second half of this introduction to the Parsha, the being a blessing. What does that mean? To be a blessing, for our name to be a blessing. This piece seems really, really important to me. And I think that being a blessing and having our name be a blessing is really related to something we talked about last week. This striving to be our best selves, which I related and suggested was part of being a righteous person. And we talked about Noah was a righteous person. So this constant striving. So I think that that journey inward and heightening our self-awareness and then living in a way that's true to our values is the real message for me from this Parsha. That's how I can be a blessing. It takes effort and awareness, and I don't think the journey ever ends. So I invite you to reorganize yourself and take your seat for meditation. And check your posture. Really feeling grounded. That's very important. Grounded in the earth. And yet lifting our heads up to the sky, up to the heavens. So we are between heaven and earth. Again, a couple of cleansing breaths to be fully present. And I am going to lead us into this meditation with words from Rabbi Yael Levi, and then we'll have about 10 minutes of silence. Lech lecha, go forth. Lech lecha, go. Leave what you know. Leave who you have been. Leave the old habits and ways that have defined and shaped your life. Take your strength, your support, and what inspires your love, and go. The destination is unknown, but as you travel, the path will appear. And the goal of the journey, the reason to leap, to risk, to go, is to be a blessing, to discover anew the good that you are, and the many ways the divine can come through you into the world. It is difficult to leave and to let go and begin. And we are called to make this journey again and again. There will be challenges along the way, heartache and pain. We will make mistakes. We will rise. We will fall. And we will rise again. Messengers will guide us. Gifts will appear. And even as fear arises and doubts assail, let us not be deterred, because the way we journey through this life matters, not just for us, but for all those who call us ancestor. The path awaits our willingness. The world awaits our blessings. Let us go. So I invite you to begin to deepen your breath, to begin to bring your attention outward. And slowly and gently come back to the room as you listen to or sing along.
I hope you'll sing with me. Love to a land that I will show you.
You muted.
You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Let me love. Let me love. And I shall make your name great. Laugh with love, and all shall praise your name. Let me love to a place that I will show you. L'simchat Chaim, l'simchat Chaim, l'simchat Chaim, let me love. And you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be